It is far, and the sun, and the far, and the far. Viva, viva, viva. I'll be gone to sing a season. This thing is Vamos todos, luz de Santa, luz de Santa, luz de Santa, vamos todos, vamos todos, luz de Santa, Kimbo Kimbo Tanzambi ya Mazulu. Bayetu Nkosi Kimbo Hallelujah Kumfumu Kyakuisa. I want to say greetings to all the Banabetu scattered across the world. Welcome to all the non-Bantus to this message. I praise the Tanzambi and Pungu to learn for this time to speak with you today. Hallelujah. Kimbo, hallelujah. Matonda Masaki Baba. Kimbo, hallelujah. Give honor to Isaiah, the Mwandan Semi, all of the Abafundi, the Maliki Kongo, all of the elders, uh, all of the descendants of Yisolele, from here on back to our founder Abana and down to Adama. I learned what Adama Yah means from a brother from Uganda. We're going to do a video. I'm not going to steal his thunder too much. I just found it ironic as I'm looking. They say they found a 2,000-year-old computer that simply shouldn't exist. And I'm going to go into that because this is exactly what we're trying to show you is the lies continue to pile up and you don't know what's going on. And more, the Most High is going to expose things that what was before is now. That what you thought you did, they just brought out to you existed before. History itself is a fabrication of those who have the power, and because it has to do with who you really serve. Do you know whom you really serve? Who are you calling upon? This is what I'm going to be discussing today. Once again, I want to say hello and thanks to all the people in the Isaiah Congo in the world, uh, our assembly. We had a wonderful time with Brother Rican Lassa. Yeah. I want to say, give honor to those who continue in this Bantu awakening. I want to hopefully do justice to the Most High with this message because this is something that people don't realize. Do you really know who you're calling on? The reason why I'm doing this is because now we're reaching a time, and of course, Brother Chilombo, Brother Kefas, and all, Sister Shamin, that was wonderful what we did together. Looking forward to another opportunity. I want to thank, I honor Pastor Mello, I honor all of those who still, I honor the Tokoists who are, and we're hopefully now going to go to another level with our Nabi and start to show things that are going to give change to the way things are happening. Um, you know, we live in some times, and when it becomes real, I'm going to show you this Twitter. Now, this is not my content. This is nothing that I'm trying to redistribute for any type of wealth or any type of redistribution. This is simply for the public to have awareness. I'm not sure if people are aware of what's going on in Lebanon, but this is going to bring out this scripture that I'm going to read to you first. It says, "Come, my people, enter into thy chambers and shut thy doors. About thee, hide thyself as it were for a little moment until the indignation be overpassed." Isaiah 26:20. Now, I have here, I'm reading where it says COVID in Sydney, military deployed to help enforce lockdown. There was a video that was shown on Twitter that said that they were actually yanking people out to force them to vaccinate. Now, whether that's true or not, I don't know. But I will say we are definitely in that moment. There was a post from New York Mayor Cuomo who said something similar. So we know that things are starting to escalate. I want to show you though, they're saying that they care, but I want you to pay close attention. Okay, this is a video. This person is somebody I follow. Her name, of course, is Canaan. We now know there's Canaanites. I've learned from this brother that I spoke to, there's actually Canaanites in two different sections, which is why they've taken things out of Africa and renamed it in the Middle East. Okay. I'm going to show you some things about who you're really calling on, especially those. I admire Sister Talia. She had a great time she was interacting with some Hebrew Israelites, and she was telling me how the way she broke it down, she was able to demonstrate that there was a flaw in their teaching. So hopefully more of them will realize it. I'm going to show you this video. It's from the BBC.
It's hard to convey the scale of the destruction. Lebanon is suffering from a collapse of epic proportions. In the grips of one of the world's worst financial crises since the 1800s. The currency has crashed. Prices have soared. People have been left with nothing. Just imagine moving into a refugee camp in your own country.
Okay, I'm gonna stop there. I'm not gonna show too much more because I never know, copyright strikes or nothing. So we're seeing what's going on in Lebanon now. Again, this is why I'm going to do this video, because many people think they're calling on the right gods. Okay, these people are Muslims. They call on Allah. You see what's happening in their country. This is not only, this is something similar like this happened in Afghanistan. Okay, their currency collapsed. You saw what happened in a country like Venezuela. Okay, their country, there's similar things you're seeing. Okay, this is an ongoing trend. This is a systemic destruction. Okay, this is scripture. You're seeing now the reality of what's coming. I want you to read this portion. It says, as Lebanon utterly collapses, people have been left with nothing. 24-hour power cuts, no medicine, mile-long queues for fuel. The list goes on. Okay. Now, don't think and don't sleep on the fact that this isn't coming around. We know who really is doing behind these things, and that's the problem. The world doesn't know, but those who are woke, we know. Okay, this is why we go to let me first go to, I want to read Jeremiah, and I want to break it down that people don't understand. This is the time that we're in. Okay, this is just not a past prophecy. This is also a future prophecy. This is Lamilia, Jeremiah chapter 12, verse 1. Righteous art thou, O Tatanzambi, when I plead with thee. Yet let me talk with thee of thy judgments. Wherefore does the way of the wicked prosper? Wherefore are all they happy that deal very treacherously? So you got to understand, okay, this is Amelia complaining to the Most High. This is a time where he sees the wicked prosper. This is a time that's happening now. We see in the wicked prosper. Okay, but they claim not to be, but people try to follow them, but they don't understand. These are some very wicked people. They're prospering. Thou hast planted them, yea, they have taken root. They grow, yea, they bring forth fruit. Thou art near in their mouth and far from their reins. Okay, so he's saying is that they're out of control. He's not controlling their reign. They can do whatever they want. Okay, this is exactly what we're seeing in the world today. People are out there. The wicked, the Most High has the bit in their mouth, but he's letting them have their way. Okay, but thou, Tatanzami, knowest me. Thou hast seen me and tried mine heart toward thee. Pull them out like sheep for the slaughter, and prepare them for the day of slaughter. So he's saying he's asking, Lamilia is asking, this is what we even did in our assembly. We're asking the Most High to start dealing with those who are wicked, prosper, and are working treacherously. Okay, I did a video a few months ago, I think it should be now, excuse me, where it says, whom you choose to follow can get you killed. Okay, you see an entire country crying out. This happened in Argentina, this happened, in various places where they have cried out, Okay, you even saw it happening here in America during the pandemic, which is don't expect. What I just read about Australia, don't think it's not coming around. Okay, with this new variant, we know, and try not to talk too much about it. There's an intention with it, and I'm gonna just leave it at that. Okay. How long? It says here, how long will the land mourn? Okay, this is not just this is not just Congo or Ambo. This is the land. The land is mourning. Okay, this is what's going on today. And the herbs, the very field wither for the wickedness of them that dwell wherein. The beasts are consuming the birds because they said, we shall not see our last end. Now, what he's saying is the Gentile nations, the heathen nations are saying, hey, there's no end. We will not see it. We're going to keep going. Okay. Nothing's going to happen to us. We see this going on right now. If thou hast run with the footmen and they have wearied thee, then how canst thou contend with the horse? If in the land of peace wherein thou trustest they wearied thee, then how wilt thou do in the swelling of Jordan? Well, when I know this is not where you think it is, this is down where we know it is now. Okay. This is saying we cannot, it's over, we're overrun with this stuff that they're doing. For even thy brethren in the house of thy father, even they have dealt treacheries with thee. He's now talking about the Banabetu, Yisolele, Yisaela. They have called a multitude of thee, believe them not, thou they speak fair words unto thee. I have forsaken mine house. So this is now the Totem Zombie speaking. I have left mine heritage. I have given their dearly beloved of my soul into the hand of her enemies. So now, Bantu people scattered across the world, this is what has happened to us since we left the Kingdom of Congo. And the brother I was talking from Uganda even said there's various similarities in the Bantu languages. And even as I get into this, the gods I'm going to be talking about, I'm going to show you where people in America are getting confused with Zambi, Tatanzambi, Mpungu, Tulendo, and Akongo, thinking that these are deities that are demonic when they're nothing of the sort. This is what the slave master has done to remove the history of the Banabetu in the diaspora. They've called things wicked and witchcraft, so you lose the connection and you follow what they have taught you. And that's what the Most High said. This is why he said, I have given you into the hands of your enemies. So they are now the ones teaching you, but they're telling you that the Most High is wicked in his name. Mine heritage is unto me as a lion in the forest. It crieth out against me. Therefore, I have hated it. So we have the Bana Congo, Yisolele, Yisai, the descendants of Dawidi, of Yakuba. We have cried unto him against him, saying that we are not, we want to be away from him. And he hated it. So he sent us. He said here, mine heritage is unto me as a speckled bird, and the birds around about it are against it. Come ye, assemble all the beasts of the field, come to devour. So again, he has now sent people to destroy us. Many pastors have destroyed my vineyard. They have trodden down my portion underfoot. They have made my pleasant portion a desolate wilderness. This is why the whole world right now is dealing with this problem. They have made it desolate, and being desolate, it mourneth unto me. The whole land is made desolate because no man lieth into it. And you know, you've seen places in Africa, in certain regions, where you'll see the desolation. Okay, you'll see that there's famine in places. There's been places, the trodden down of the ruins where we've seen references to the real Salama. Okay, they have sown wheat, but shall reap thorns. So he's telling us, you're not going to get good fruit as a Banabetu in this time. Okay, you are going to struggle with pain and illness. And I'm going to get to where this is coming from here shortly. This is why Masa says we were never meant to be sick, but we have created our own things. I was looking at something about cancer, and I was like, yeah, I learned that in college, some things about that, and it tells you that there's an agenda there. Your revenues because of the fierce anger of the Most High. So the Most High is kindled with anger against Yisolele, the Banabit, not the people, and I'm going to get to that here in a minute. Thus says Tatanzambi against all mine evil neighbors that touch the inheritance which I have caused my people Yisolele to inherit. Behold, I will pluck them out of their land and pluck out the house of Yaounde from among them. So he separated us from Yaounde. Therefore, not all of Yaounde would have gone into the scattering on the slave ships. So I'm going to get into that. You don't know who you're calling on. I'm going to show you who you're calling on. And it shall come to pass after that I have plucked them out, I will return and have compassion to them and will bring them again from every man to his heritage and every man to his land. So we're going to go back to, people are going to go back to their land, okay, their inheritance. And it's not going to be where you think, because I'm going to show you. And it shall come to pass, if they will diligently learn the ways of my people, I swear by my name, Tatanzambi liveth, that they caught my people to swear by Baal. Okay, we've been worshiping, I told y'all in a video, we have been worshiping Baal. We are still worshiping Baal in many church houses. You have been deceived by many pastors because Lord and God are referencing Baal. We never called him that. The real Hebrews, the real Banabetu, never called him Lord and never called him God. Now, I'm going to tell you, it wasn't Elohim or any of that either. I'm going to show you why in a minute. Or El Shaddai or all that. I'm going to show you how that's not connected to him. They're calling on names you don't even know. They be built in the midst of my people. But if they will not obey, I will utterly pluck up and destroy that nation, says Tatanzambi. So we have utterly obeyed, and he has destroyed many of us. Now, I'm going to show you what's going on here. This is a history that they will not talk about. Let me see if it's that. Okay. This, and you're going to see something familiar. Okay. This is the I talked about it once before. Okay. I'm even going to show you that this land right here, Assyria, is not named after Yaqubi's son. This is a deity of Babylon. Okay, I'm going to show you the year. Kadesh happened around 1274 BC. If you'll take a note, the land that they're calling Canaan is occupied by Kamata. I talked about this before. The king that fought against Ramesses II, his name is Muwatalli II, and he is a Khazar descendant. You see the symbol for him, the two-headed eagle. You see this in Freemasonry. This is coming from the Khazars. Their connections, the Hittites, the Edomites, connection to eventually what was called Yisolele, the Bantus, because of what Solomon did, King Solomon. Okay? We became a broken apart nation. Now, the Edomites lived down further south, and they mixed with the Hittites. You can see this is Babylon after it moved, because Babylon used to be over in Embol. The Most High pushes people, you have to understand, the Most High pushes people out of his land, or he scatters them and becomes slave within the area. This region is where he sent Esau out. Okay, so Esau mixed with many of these nations. You see the Mycenaeans, okay? These are another people that you got to understand. This whole place is a fabrication. Now let's go to it. You don't know what you're worshiping. Now here's what I'm gonna break it down. Now, Kadesh, for those of you who like to speak your Yiddish, they like to speak the Loquan Quadash. Quadash, you see, this is where you get it from. It was an ancient city of the Levant on or near the headwaters of the ford of the Orontes River. It was more important during the late Bronze Age and is mentioned in the Amarna letters. It was the site of the Battle of Kadesh, where you get Qadash from, between the Hittite and Egyptian empires in the 13th century BC. And then they give you a blow up of where it was. Okay. So there's obviously something. This is all affiliated with Edomites mixed with Esau. Esau was actually a spirit at this time. He was considered a god in Egypt. I did a teaching on that. His spirit now rests with these people when they fought against Ramses. Okay, this is what they do. Many of them started the wars with Ramses. They went into Egypt because of a battle lost. They were casualties of war, and I'm gonna get to that. So now you see the name Assyria has nothing to do with the Bena of Yakuba, or even the descendants of Semi. Nothing, because the Hittites come from the line of Japheth. Okay, Ashkenaz. Now let's get into it. Now I'm going to show you the difference. They're going to sit here and tell you Kadesh or Quadash in classic Hebrew. Okay, this is definitely wrong because I just went over it. From the root holy is a place that occurs several times in the Hebrew Bible, describing the sites and location of the southern border of Canaan and the kingdom of Yaoundé. I'm going to take you back to the map. People, you need to wake up. They telling it right in your face. Do you even see Canaan or Yaoundé, Judah in this section? It's controlled by Kamata. It's not even there. Not even there. It's not even written in on this map. When Muwatalli and Ramesses fought, showing you what Robert Headley and many others are saying, Abana went south. This took place after the captivity of the Banabetu, of the real Hebrews. After they took their story and mixed it from the Hittite history into the Most High's chosen people's history. The Khazars did that. Because they fought Ramesses, we were kicked out after Ramesses. Ramesses was now becoming king, we left. Him and Mosi came up together. Masa, gone. Banabetu, we out. Before this war happened, because after we left, they were broke. Ramses was looking for money. The Hittites had wealth. He went to war with them. Okay? Let's get into it. Who are you really calling on? Let's go to their gods. This is what we try to tell you. They are affiliated with Nimrod and the Sumerian gods 100%, and the Babylonian gods. These are the Hittite deities. They include the goddess of Mesopotamia right there. Now, I'm going to show you why you got to stop using, Masa has even said this. We only use it for demonstration purposes, but quit saying L or LL. Okay, look at this. This is one of their gods. It says creator God and husband of our Aserdus. We're going to get into that. This is their history. This goddess is the fertility, the wife of, and derived from Asherah. If you listen to the song, when you go back to listen to the Prince of Egypt, you hear them saying in the song, Asherah, Asherah, Asherah. They're not calling on the Most High in that movie. Y'all need to wake up. Right here. This is who they're singing in that movie. Go listen to the movie. You will hear them singing this in the song as they're claiming that they're coming out of Egypt. Okay? I remember that song very well. And I remember them saying this. Now, let's go to this God. This is the King of Gods. It tells you here, El, deity, Heroic Phoenician. They claim Hebrew when we know there was no such word. Okay. Syriac. We told you where Syria comes from. Arabic. Akkadian. Akkadians were worshiping of false gods. This is why the Most High says in Isaiah, my people do not know. They say the ox knows his master, the donkey knows his crib, but my people, they do not know, they do not understand. You're calling on false gods. Okay, you don't know who you're talking to. This is why we say Tatanzambi and Pungu Telendo, Akongo. Okay, you got people singing this right here, even in the churches. Look at this. El Shaddai, El Olam, Adon Lim, Torah El, Abu Bani El. Batino, see here? Okay? They're trying to mix in even the Kikongo. And this is not the same God. Abu Bani Eli. Okay? Region, Canaan and Levant. Levant, what did I just tell you? Kadash, the Hittite area. This is why Jacobi's name could not be Israel. No way. Christianity is deceived by okay, now I'm going to show you where this is interesting. I didn't even notice this name, Jawist. What do you think that's derived from? Now, it says here, El, the king, but the god Hadad. Look at who Hadad is. A Syrian deity. We already talked about that. The god of weather, hurricanes, storms, thunder, and rain. The thunderbolts. Who do we know is the symbol with the thunderbolt in the Greek? Zeus. So El and Zeus are the same. Look at this right here. I'm going to give it to you. Just break it down. Hadad. You even see this called, many people in Islam call this deity's name. The Canaanite, ancient Mesopotamia, he was attested. Okay, look at this here. He was from Levant. He was not from Yisolele, Israel. He was not our God. Tatanzambi Mpungu, Akongo, Yahweh. Okay, they're mixing up the names. Look at this here. We know where the bull is affiliated. If you pay attention, the bull is Baal. We're worshiping Baal. These people are worshiping Baal. That's why he called in Revelation 3 and 9. Pay attention now. We got to focus on this because a lot of you don't realize that the deception is upon you. You're being taught that you came and you separated and you're awakened, but you're still attached secretively. They put nice things out there to teach you, oh yeah, this and this is who we are, blah, 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 blah. But they don't tell you because you don't know it. You don't pay attention. You're going right back into it. All right. You see what the other names he was called? Baalzephon, or simply Ball, Lord. But this title was also used for the other gods. The bull was symbolic animal of Hadad. What do we know in Egypt, Kamata? What was the bull? Baal, the golden calf. What did we do when we came out of Kamata? We made that's where the voodoo comes in. The Vodun, golden calf. We're not to talk about that. Okay? Hallelujah. Now, let's go further. Let's go further. Yee. It's all going forward, people. Often a club thunderbolt while wearing a bullhorn headdress. Hadad was equated with the Greek god Zeus, the Roman god Jupiter, okay? The Egyptian god Set. So guess who he is? The spirit of Esau with Shaitani. Set killed Osiris. Esau killed Nimrod. Do y'all understand now? Okay? Even in Christianity, you're calling on Baal. You're calling on Jupiter. You're calling on Shaitani. You're not calling on the Most High. The God that you worship is not him. This is not the God of Abraham, not even the right names, as y'all don't understand. It's not the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob that you think you're calling on in the churches. This is where the secret societies have fooled you, because these are their gods. The Knights Templars, the Eastern Stars, whatever you want to call, that's where the Eastern Star comes from. Okay? Why is this important? Because you're sitting here telling people in this awakening that, oh, this is witchcraft. No, you're in witchcraft. You're still calling on these false gods. This is not the Most High. Okay? You're in the witchcraft still. You think you left it and they just repackaged it. Okay? Let me show you the difference now. And I even talked to this brother, and we even talked about this. The gods you think that we're calling on in Egypt, they're not the same. Let's go to it. And I was going, the brother from Uganda, we're going to do a video, hopefully. He's going to show you. We don't know anything about these gods other than we tainted our spirituality with them that caused us to get kicked out of the land of Egypt, of Africa. This is who he told us not to mess with. Remember the scripture says, you shall worship gods in wood and stone that your forefathers never did. These deities go back all the way to Canaan, Canaani. These deities go all the way back to Kamata. The same spirits rehashed. Babylonian, they just changed the names. That's all they do. These are Anunnaki. That's why they say, oh yeah, we created, okay, look at this one here, ESU. Okay. Now, without the Y in the front, it doesn't mean what you think. Isu, no. The Y makes a big difference in the Bantu. You see these names here? He looked at them, he's like, I don't know any of these names. And he is Bantu. This is witchcraft. This is what the sorcerers in America are using that mixes in to keep you dumbed down here and across the world. These are who the pastors go to, the spiritual world, to deceive you that you're talking to the Most High and you're not. Okay? This is how they block, because white Christians don't know nothing about these gods. And they got pastors doing interactions with these false gods, more demons. There's a lot of their names. How many fallen angels are there? A lot. You see, you even got one that come in the form of little kids twinning. You think the little kid can't be a demon? Hello? Okay, now people are going to say, oh no, this is African spirituality. There's a difference between African spirituality and Bantu spirituality. Banabetu spirituality is the Most High Akongo. Do you see his name here as a demon? People said they were worshiping the country. No, Akongo is the whole earth belongs to Yakongo. These are the fallen beings that are tricking the melanated people. Let's go to it. We'll go to the book of Jubilees. Well, first, let's go. Okay, here we go. And in the third week, this is where this all started. Of this Jubilee, the unclean demons began to lead astray the children of the sons of Nuku, Noah. Noah's actually another name for another god. That wasn't his real name. Thanks. His master telling us that. And to make Aaron destroy him. And the sons of Nuku, or Noah, came to know their father, and they told him concerning the demons which were leading astray and blighting and slaying his sons. So you have other children of the descendants. Okay, this is how Nimrod got messed up. This is how Kemet got messed up. This is how Japheth's son got messed up. Ashkenaz, okay, the main leaders of this. And he prayed before the Tatanzami and said, Tatanzami of the spirits of all flesh, who has shown mercy unto me, and has saved me and my sons from the waters of the flood, and has not caused me to perish as thou didst the son of perdition. The sons of perdition, who is also a son of perdition. For thy grace have thou been great towards me, and great hast thou thy mercy to my soul. Let thy grace be lifted upon my sons, and let not wicked spirits rule over them, lest they should destroy them from the earth. But do thou bless me, my sons, that we may increase and multiply and replenish the earth, and thou knowest how thy watchers, the Father. Okay, let me pay attention to you. These gods I just showed you, the fathers of these spirits acted in the day as for the spirits which are living, imprison them and hold them fast in the place of condemnation, and let them not bring destruction on the sons of thy servant, my Tatanzambi, for these are malignant and created in order to destroy. So what we trying to tell you, Isaiah said, you are of your father, the devil. He was a liar from the beginning, and he was a murderer from the beginning. All he comes to do is what? Destroy. All right. Let them not rule over the spirits of the living, for thou alone canst exercise dominion over them. And let them not have power over the sons of the righteous, for henceforth and forevermore. And Tatanzambi, our Mfumu, bade us to bind all. And the chief of the spirits. So this is a demon talking to the Most High, and said, Tatanzambi creator, let some of them remain before me, and let them hearken to my voice and do what I shall say unto them. For if some of them are not left to me, I shall not be able to execute the power of my will on the sons of Muntu. For these are for corruptions and leading astray before my judgment. For great is the wickedness of the sons of men. Now, this is the problem. We don't know when he's talking, is this a Maliki or is this a Maliki Congo or Maliki Shaitani? Okay, a little confusing here, but he's saying they know in the future men are going to go astray. Okay? So we have to what? Continue to fight against the wickedness. Let the 10th part of them remain before him, and let 9 parts be placed under condemnation. And one of us who commanded that we teach Noah all their medicines. Now listen to this, for he knew that they would not walk in uprightness, nor strive in righteousness. So he's saying our father Noah already knew his future offspring was going to mess up. And we did according to his word all the malignant evil ones we bound in the place of condemnation in the 10th part. Then we're left might be subject before Shaitani on the earth. So where does Shaitani walk? On the earth with his demons of condemnation. And we explain in Noah on all the, now this is what you don't understand. This is what Mas is saying. We had the medicines for all of the diseases caused by whom? The wicked demons. Explaining all the medicines of their diseases together with their seductions, how he might heal with the herbs of the earth. What has Masa been doing? How he might heal with the herbs of the earth. What did Yesiah do? How he might heal. This is why in 1900s early, the big pharmaceutical companies made herbs illegal. Because who do they benefit now? The Banabetu who came into captivity, who were healing with herbs. Okay? And Noah wrote all things in the book and was instructed him concerning every kind of medicine. Thus, the evil spirits were precluded from hurting the sons of Noah. So what happens when you heal with the power of the Moana and Sunny with spirit with herbs? The demons cannot hurt you. So now that we're supposed to be afflicted for 400 years, this is why it was removed. Because we're supposed to be being afflicted by these beings because we disobeyed Tatanzambi. We wanted to be like the Kadiampemba, the Muzungus, the Mundele. This is why the Most High is saying, you don't know that what's happening now is Revelations 18, because he said, let's go to it. Let's review. We know, many people know, familiar with this scripture. Why do you think they don't teach these books to normal, to mainstream people? Because they don't want you to know that you're the target. And after this, I see the Maliki come down from the Zulu, having great Golo on the Tota was lightened with his glory. He cried mightily strong voice, saying, Babel the Great is fallen. Is fallen and become a habitation of demons. Now we know this part. For all the nations, this is what you see what's happening in Lebanon. You see what's happening in Argentina, Venezuela, other countries, Haiti, everywhere. It says all the countries have drunk with the wine of her fornication. Why? Let's go to it. The Hittite, let's go, we're gonna go. Now we know who this is. That's why we tell them, we say Micaiah, Mikaeli is fine, but Micaiah and Zant Kongo is Michael. Because the Most High would not have given him an L name. This is the deception on the Banabet. Raphael, or Raphael, we say Raphael, but Raphael, Congo. Okay, let's go to, what's the one I was looking for? Okay, let's go back one more. Let's go to this one here. Oh yeah. This one that stole the Star of Alba. There's all the names. This, do you still say this name? Hello, do you not have a planet called Venus? All they do is change the names, people. Okay. In Egypt, she was Isis. Her husband was the god, this one here, later known as Tamuz. This is where you get the word suckle. A personal attendant was the goddess. This is where you get the word visor. See, they put it in there. Vizier, then Shubar. You have to get it, people. They do know who you're calling on. You don't know. This is the one for the Greek, Astarte, of war, hunting, and love. The Statue of Liberty. Okay. Now let's go ahead. It says she was repeatedly beloved by the Assyrians who beloved her to become the highest deity. Now you see why Assyria right now is pummeled, ranking above their own national god, ASU. Let's go to him. We got this god again. People, you don't know who you're talking to. You're talking to demons and you don't even know. People want to sit there and say these are supposed to be our gods. We have this incorporated with the INKI and the Kikongo, okay? Now look at what they're calling him. The god of creation, intelligence, crafts, water, seawater, lake water, fertility, semen. Don't we say Siemi, okay? This is how the Lucifer can trick people, man, and replace people and don't even know. Magic, mischief. Mischief is Tatanzambi, the Most High, a god of mischief. Okay. Akkadian cylinder seal. The symbol goat, fish, goatfish. Look at the children. Marduk, the Most High destroyed Marduk images. In the Greek, Prometheus and that's why Masa said there's good and evil gods in the water. And everything that's good and bad. You don't even know. Okay. They have incorporated the Babylonian religions into the Gentile religions, and they have hidden it within there. So when he's saying, come out of her, my people, he's talking about this one. Okay. This is the Lion's Gate from the movie. Because Nimrod, her son and slash husband, was known as a lion king before Kuswa and our totem. Okay. Why is it significant? Because you don't, like I said, people, these are the Assyrian, these are the Hittite gods, and they still, under their new name, Jewish, still incorporate these gods into their worship. This is where the mysticism comes from. This is what they call the lying god. Here we go. There go the name changes right here. Who was he known as to the Greek? Heracles and sometimes Marduk. Do you see how they just keep rehashing themselves? Okay. See, I thought I saw another one that was really significant. But see, the Egyptian gods' names are mostly the ones in the English language. Okay. You see people are naming their kids Jerry. Look where it comes from. Maybe people are cursing their children and they don't even know it. Okay, now let's get into the big ones. Let's go. Here we go. Greek gods. Now it's funny that this particular one, this is how you can tell that they're still the Most High's symbol. We know what the Star of Alba is, but this is another name symbol for Esau. See, people have this guy. See, you see all these names. These names are used right now. You see, the word ocean comes from a god. This is why they put you under. See, you're under. Like I said, right now the world is under hypnosis. Right now, it's a god of the Greeks. They use. You see this word? Okay, I'm going to show you the big one. Helios. Halo. Where's my halo? Helios Christo. This is Nimrod right there. This is the symbol for the Olympic Games. There's the torch. Now, this is the big one right here, coming from Egypt as THOTH. There's your two snakes and the wings staff. Okay, you see this in medicine all the time. There he is, Zeus, lightning bolt, Jupiter. They never, dude, all they did was they took the gods and morphed it into the belief of the Banabetu to deceive Yisolele of Yakuba. See, people name their kids Phoebe, okay? This name, excuse the noise. All right, let's get into it, boy. This is the big ones, because they ain't gone, no, they haven't gone anywhere. Hold on, let me pause this for something noise. Okay, sorry about the noise. All right, so let's go over these names. You see, this name is still used in English today. This name is still used in English today. These, there you go, the name changes. Alma mater. You guys don't have any clue what they have been doing to us, especially the Bantus here in America. They use these names to control us. Magna. You're calling on stuff you don't even know. They haven't changed anything. They just incorporated it into Christianity. Now here we go. Here's the mixture. Okay. We see These are paired together. These are names of Greek Roman gods, people. You're calling them out, they name them, you're saying their names all over the place, and you don't even know that you're actually cursing yourself. I live in a city where all of these names are either street names. Vulcan, is affiliated with the goddess of volcanoes. Okay. They're calling you a genius, and it's the name of a god. There's a god named Sol. Luna. I have a relative with that name. This is why you don't understand the deception. Tatanzambi cannot be the Most High, the Creator, cannot be affiliated with any of these gods. Ever. He is above all creation. He is above all beings. These are deities that you do not understand, that they secretly gave their names back. These are the gods of the heathens, people. Let's go to it. It says here, the most extensive lists are provided by the church fathers, who sought systemically to debunk Roman religion while drawing on the theological works of Varro, also surviving only in quoted or referenced fragments. Okay? If you go to Latin documents, you will see these names in everything they write. Everywhere. So they, again, as we have said, the Church of Laodicea took the Bantu belief, Yisolele, and mixed it with the pagan. This is what Constantine did. Let's go to his favorite god was this. And he never stopped worshiping him, by the way. Libera is where you get the word liberty from. Like I said, y'all don't know. We've been, okay, here he is. This was another name affiliated with Nimrod. A god worshipped in the Roman Empire, popular with soldiers. Okay, you can go look these up. All you got to do, and you can go through them and you will see. Okay, the god, they even kept some of the Greek gods in there. The god of revenge. Okay, y'all always looking for revenge. Chances are this fallen angel or demon is attached to you. Look for the bare necessities. Hello. The English language, I have told you over and over again, incorporates deities. Now you have this one, a phallic god. Mutiny, mutunus. They go to home. Okay, it's here. You think they stopped doing this? They did not. They just hid it. And now it's being hidden in America and other places like Europe. And now it's been brought to our Emble. Okay. You cannot say, and the Most High says it. Let's go to Revelation. I'm going to tell you right now, you cannot go, You got to be on one side or the other. You can't do it both ways. That's why you have to separate from the harlot. He says it right here. Let's go to... He says it right here. And unto the Malaki of the ecclesia of the Laodiceans, Laodiceans, forgive me, clearly. Right. This says the Ingata, the faithful and truth witness, the beginning of the creation of Tatanzambi. I know thy works, thou art neither cold nor hot. I would that you were cold or hot, which means that one side or the other. So then, because thou art lukewarm and neither cold nor hot, I will spew thee out of my mouth. So here's the problem. You follow the Church of Laodicea, which is a system that still continues. You are lukewarm. They have never changed this. They make it act like they did. This is why they went after Toko, because he knew. And Kimbangu and Padi and Kempavita. This is why they love, y'all don't even realize it. The Gregorian calendar uses pagan names. So how can it be the Most High accepts it? All of the months, the 12 months of the year are pagan. But you say Christianity, the Most High is okay with that? It comes out of the Christian church and the names are pagan. How does that work? The days of the week are pagan. So how can the Most High be like, yeah, I'm cool with that? No, you are deceived. You think. That's why he says, lean not on your own understanding. That's why he says, his thoughts are not your thoughts. Just because you think it's okay, just because we say it's okay, that doesn't mean it's okay. He tolerates it because of the captivity. The captivity is over now. So that's why everything's changing. The world doesn't see it because they have been deceived by the gods that I just showed you, pretending to be him. This is why it says, and no marvel, because Satan himself transforms into an angel of light. That's what these gods have done. They have transformed themselves into the Malakis of the Most High, and they are Malakis of Shaitani, and they are deceiving everybody. Because salvation is of the Yaoundé through Yisolele. We forgot that. We wanted to worship these other gods. We wanted to worship the one that was merged into the name God, which you think is the same one in the Bible, which is not really all true, because the Tula, like I told a brother, became the Torah. Why did it become the Torah? Because they worship in Ra. Y'all know who that is. You must understand as we move forward. You calling stuff satanic, you're calling stuff wicked, you're calling stuff all these different things, and you are already in wickedness, calling on Jesus, when that was not even the name we referred to him as at all. The secret, the whole system, they changed the scriptures and they made you use the thought process, oh, we would never do that. Baloney. The Nicene fathers rip through everything, and then they come back and tell you, well, we represent the creator, so we don't have, that rule doesn't apply to us. Garbage. They cannot tell you that. But if you want to believe it, go right ahead. That's why he says, I shall send thee a strong delusion for those that believe the lie. Because if you think that men can change what the Most High says, then you are already deceived. That's the problem that we're facing with today. Our own people kept thinking that they could change what the Most High wants. We cannot do that. You cannot change what Tatanzambi Yamazulu, Umpungu Tulendo, the Most High Yakongo, the real creator of heaven and earth, the one who has an afro, cannot change what he wrote. Brothers, I ran into a woman whiter than snow. She said, we all came from Africa. She knows this. I even told her the story about how I was telling her that you're a modified black person. She says, I know. She said, I know. Do you see the ignorance that we're doing with the race, the whole race concept? They know what happened. Their gods changed them. There are those that don't know that. This is why you hear all the stories with the Greeks and the Romans. They say, we slept with the gods. Where do you think? That's the book of Hanok. Enoch was saying that Malekis came down, they slept with the same story. Never change. And then change everything to the image that was their gods. There were black gods in that time, and then they flipped it. Satani made war against the image of the Most High, both in the days of Noah, before and now. You got to stop listening to fallen angels' deceptions on a regular basis. We have been so deceived. This is why the Most High says, you don't even know the practice of what you used to be. There were certain things that we did that has been erased through the spirit of Esau. They made up their own traditions, their own beliefs, using the scriptures. The stuff that they do, the Most High is like, I don't even know what that is. What is that? That's not even that. We never did that. You are convinced that you don't understand. The Most High's people have been made the tail globally. The wars you have been fighting is to destroy them, using ourselves to help. They know. All of the religions, all of the beliefs is meant to mislead the sheep. Oh, I know Jesus, he talked to me. Do you not remember that so-called Gabriel talked to Muhammad? And no marvel, because Satan in the world, if you are worshiping the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob as Christians or even Muslims or even Judaism, the world cannot look like this. He would not stand for it. He would do the same thing as he did to his people. Get out of here. You can't live like this. You can't worship false gods. You can't make these images. This doesn't work for me. Get out of here. Why would he now stop doing that? Because you claim he sent his son that saves everybody from his sins, when he even said himself, I did not come to abolish the law, but to fulfill it. The Moandan Semi, the Holy Spirit is not going to tell you to start doing things that contradict the will of the Father. You are deceived by false spirits. Graven images? You realize how many Greek statues got broken in the times of the great earthquake? Pompeii? Why would he destroy Pompeii? Why would he now tell the Romans it's okay to put graven images in the church? Come on. He destroyed all the graven images of Pompeii. Still destroying graven images. They fall in. I will say this. You, as you have seen now, they have, the dude was right that I was talking about. August the 1st. Everything started. It's moving this way. You are about to see massive changes everywhere. Now you're going to see civil wars in every country start to unravel. The governments, you see what's going on in Congress. It doesn't even make sense what they're doing in Congress. Not even a little bit. It's intentional. You think it's not, but you're going to see that it is. The Creator is going to reveal the lies to you. He cannot take pagans in a rapture. You're worshiping the wrong deities. The Messiah's birthday, the 25th, is a lie. You cannot celebrate a pagan God. You can't say, oh, well, we know it can't be him. No, you cannot continue to celebrate that day. Spiritually, we're thinking, oh, yeah, okay, it's not the Messiah. No, you can't do that. That's how we got in this mess in the first place. Everything is all corrupted. You're attaching demons to your children. You don't even see them. They made it look all nice and, oh, yes, it's so cute. And this is, oh, yes, lovely. Oh, it's so nice. Did you ever think the devil was just always going to come angry all the time? They show you even in Walt Disney, the devil can, they've shown it to you. He could come like the sweet old woman. Come eat some candy, children. Next thing you know, you end up in the cooking. Next thing you end up in the cooking pot, she eating you, man. Why, brother? You don't know how many people are so deceived by wicked people who do wicked things, but in the public, they meant to look like. This is why they don't allow. I even went over and told the movie. They showed you in the movie Lucy, which is really showing you the androgynous way of the Lucifer himself. When she's taking the drug, she's showing you the percentage of the brain that's used increases spirituality to where you see what others cannot see and eventually become like a god. Okay. When she saw all the spirits of the trees moving and everything growing and all that, that's the vision of the Messiah. Hamashiach saw things like that. That's the spirituality. You see what others don't see. You do what other people cannot do. You do not, you do powerful things. You split the water like Masa. You walk on the air. You walk on the sea. You heal people with mud. But the mud, like I also said, that's just ordinary mud. The mud got to come from where it's supposed to come from. The healing mud. The Most High's earth has healing in it. This is why you can still use the false spirit of healing in the goddess versus Tatanzambi, the Most High. Because the fallen angels can replicate what the good angels can do, but it is not freedom. Okay, I wanted to go to the book, The Martyrdom of Bartholomew. I'm going to read something here because I don't know if I can find it. Let me check it first. I'm going to show you, I wanted to tell you how this goes. This is a book. It's called The Martyrdom of Bartholomew when he was killed in India. And what you call India, it wasn't called. Okay, let's see if they're going to write it, if they have the PDF. See, another volcano. Here we go. Yeah, they're coming alive now. There's a thing where it shows. Okay. Let's see. All right, so he says here, it even talks about at Ethiopia. Ethiopia is part of the beginning of it. Where is that at? So here's where it says, it came to pass that while the holy apostle of Christu, Isaiah Bartholomew, stayed there, Astaroth, that's one of the gods I mentioned, gave no response and was not able for curing. And when the temple was full of 6 persons who sacrificed to him daily, Astaroth would give no response, and sick persons who had come from far countries, they're lying there. This is when he's, okay, let me go back. Historians declare that in India is divided into 3 parts, and the first is said to end at Captivity and to end at Media, and the third contemplates the country, and one portion of it ends in the dark and other in the ocean. To this India, then, Holy Bartholomew, apostle of Christu, Isaiah, went to cook up his quarters in the temple of Astaroth. So they had built the temple to this demon. Okay, this is one of the Babylonian demons, and lived there as one of the pilgrims of the poor. In this temple, then there was an idol, which was supposed to heal the infirmed. Hello. Okay, this demon, let's see if I saw it there. This is the one. I think it's this one here, going by a different name. Anyway. All right, so it says here, this is actually in the Testament of Solomon, by the way, this particular deity, who was supposed to heal, but rather they more injured all. It says was supposed to heal the emperor, but rather the more injured all. And the people were in entire ignorance of the true God, the Tatanzambi, and from what of knowledge, but rather from the difficulty of going to any other, they all fled for refuge to the false God. And he brought upon them troubles, infirmity, damage, violence, and much affliction. And when anyone sacrificed to him, the demon, retiring, appeared to give a cure to the person in trouble. And the foolish people, seeing this, believed in him. People, like I'm talking about all the time, you get cured from the Most High, you are set free. You don't know that many people, this is why people say, oh man, the cancer came back. Let me tell you how it goes. But rather difficulty, and he brought upon him troubles, okay? But the demons retired, not because they wished to cure men, but that they might the more assail them, and rather have them altogether in their power, and thinking that they were cured bodily, those that sacrificed to them were the more diseased in soul. So even though you can physically look like you have been cured, your soul is damaged to the Most High. So you go to people say, oh yeah, I was named in the name of Jesus and all that. Okay, what did I just share with you? The false angels false gods can pretend to heal too. Who are you talking to? Who are you praying to? Okay. This is why he says Satan cannot cast out Satan. You don't even know the demon's still sitting in there. And it came to pass that while the holy apostle of Isaiah Christu, Bartholomew stayed there, Astaroth gave no response. So see, this is what I'm trying to tell y'all, man. When you have the Mwanda and Semi, you have the power. The demon has issues with you being there because now, this is why they want to fight to get you out of there. Listen to how it goes. They want to get rid of you. Gave no response and was not able. This is why you cannot have an obelisk and say that you have the power to Mwanda and Semi everywhere and think that the Most High is okay with that. For those who still don't know what an obelisk is, that's the Washington Monument. Okay. That's why you have to separate from the harlot in order to have the power. You have to be separated from the harlot. Okay. It says, I'm almost done here. And when the temple was full of 6 persons who sacrificed to him, Astaroth could give no response, and 6 persons who had come from the far countries were lying. This is another name for Baal, by the way. When therefore in that temple, not even one of the idols were able to give a response, and was of benefit neither to those that sacrificed. This is why I heard a pastor who claimed to say, man, if you didn't get healed, they didn't really have power. There are blockages. Yes, we understand that. But this pastor you never saw the change in the person at all. You got to call it, you got to get, people don't understand. There are sicknesses that take longer too. Master talked about that. Okay. They were compelled to go to another city where the temple was of idols, where the great and most eminent God was called Becker. Imagine that. You got a name Becker. Where does that come from? And having their sacrifice, now call me Yotatanzami Punga Becker Bomi. Okay, so get rid of that. They sacrificed, they demanded, asking why their God had not responded to them. And the demon answered, said, from the day of the hour that the true God who dwells in the heavens sent his apostle Bartholomew. Wait a minute. Jesus sent him. No. Tatanzambi sent him. through, who dwells in Azula, sent his apostle Bartholomew into the regions here. Your God has held fast by chains of fire. So when he came, the demon was chained and could no longer either speak or breathe. They said to him, who is this Bartholomew? He answered and said, the friend. I know we used to see a song and say, I am the friend of God. Okay. The only way you can be a friend, man, you got that demon bound chains and you can see him on fire like, I can't do nothing. He is the friend of the Almighty Most High and just come into these parts that he may take away all the worship of the idols of the name of the Nzambi, of his God. See, take away all the worship of idols, physical and the servants of the Greeks said to him, now this is the servants of the Greeks, tell us what he is like that we may be able to find him. And the demon answered said, he has black hair, a shaggy head. Oh, shaggy head. Now we ain't talking about the shaggy that you think. Fair skin, large eyes, beautiful nostrils, his ears bitten by the hair, and yellow beard. A few gray hairs, a middle height, and neither tall nor stunt. Now, of course, people, we know he's Banakongo. You can actually have, I'm light skinned and I can get blonde hair, by the way. I've been worn, now here's it says right here. He says with a white undercloak bordered with purple. We know what purple means, death. Now we talked about that. And upon his shoulders, a very white cloak. His clothes have been worn 26 years, but neither are they dirty, nor have they grown old. 7 times a day he bends the knee to Tatanzambi, and 7 times a night he's praised to the Most High. His voice is like the sound of a strong trumpet. There go along with the Malekis of the Most High. So yeah, you can't, you're going to have a strong trumpet like the Most High's, Malekis, who allow him neither to be, now listen to this, who allow him neither to be weary, nor to hunger, nor to thirst. His face and his soul and his heart are always glad and rejoicing. He foresees everything. He knows and he speaks every tongue of every nation. So you people who walk, okay, we know there are those who can do that in our assembly and around us, but to be the level of the Messiah himself, what does he say? I can speak every tongue of every nation. Yeah, how many Christians say they can do that? All right. And behold, now, as soon as you ask me, or even Hebrew Israelites for that matter, behold, he knows, for the Malachi, the Tatazami tell him, see, the angels are speaking to him always. This is what Masa was talking about. Do the angels come tell you, Masa, this and this and this? Bartholomew, this and this and this. The angels come in, they speaking daily. Okay? If you wish to seek him, if he is willing, he will appear to you. If he is willing, which means that he could do what? Vanish, reappear, vanish, reappear. He could choose not to come before you. I entreat you, therefore, if you shall find him, entreat him not to come here, lest his angels do to me as they have done to my brother. So he has the Malekis that will come and bind the demons on his behalf. Spirituality. Now I'm going to skip to the part where he's going to ask Now he had cast out a demon from this woman. Let's go to where and of course it came here where they were coming to sacrifice to this demon. It said it came to pass as they were sacrificing, the devil began to cry out, refrain, you wretched ones, from sacrificing to me, lest you suffer worse for my sake, because I am bound in fiery chains and kept in subjection by the Maliki, okay, of Yesaya Congo, the Benanzambi, whom the Younde crucified. For being afraid of him, they condemned him to death and put him to being afraid of him and put to death himself, our king. He bound our prince in chains of fire. Now I'm going to show you the trick that they do. One second. Okay. Well, if you look it up, it tells you that what he asked him, how did he deceive the people? I think I did say it earlier, but he showed them that they were already sick and then they ease up. All right, so here's when it says, then the apostle answered, confess, unclean demon, who is it that has injured all those that are lying here from heavy diseases? Because man, we got a lot of heavy diseases around the world right now. The demon answered, the devil, our ruler, he who is bound. He sends us against Muntus, or men, that having first injured their bodies, we may thus also make assault upon their souls. And when they sacrifice to us, for then we have complete power over them when they believe in us and sacrifice to us, and when on the account of the mischief done to them, we retire, which means they stop. We appear curing them and are worshipped by them as gods. But in truth, we are demons and the servants of him who was crucified, the Benanzambi, who have bound us. For from the day on which the apostle Bartholomew came, I am punished, kept bound in chains of fire. So basically what they're saying is they are able to make it look like you are cured. This is why it's so hard. Like I said, if you go to the Apocalypse of Elia, it talks about how the false Messiah can do all the things that Seperation did. And that is important because you are already under witchcraft and you don't even know it. But yet you accuse others of doing witchcraft and you don't even know what you're talking about, because these demons can pretend. I just read it. They can pretend. They don't have to reveal themselves if you keep worshiping. This is why you got those mega church pastors, all this money they making, heal, heal, heal. This is what they're doing. They have already sacrificed to the demon. The demon has now given them the power to do this very thing, to heal. Then they act like they're doing it on the behalf of the Most High. And your ailments seem to go away because of the sacrifice. But you don't know who you're sacrificing to when you give that money out. All right, so hallelujah. So this is something I just wanted to put together to help people realize, okay, and I hope my other brother and I, we can get together next week, will show you. You do not understand, okay, when you don't remember how we did things. It's very easy to call the true power Beelzebub, just like we did before. We're doing the same thing. When the power of the Most High comes and shows itself for real now, this is why they did all these other things before, to fake you out, so that you didn't realize nothing was really happening. The demons were just easing up, making up stories, don't have the real truth, taking the tula and watering it down. And that's what we need to understand. In the land of captivity, or Kamata, or whatever you want to call it, of Babylon, you're surrounded by these deities pretending to be what they are not. And that is the issue that many people don't understand. Nobody will reveal the truth that's attached to the hearted system ever without the consequences of what goes with that. There's many pastors who have lost their life to try to tell you. Anyway, all right, Sambololo, Zola Quingi, and May Congo Ingita. Hallelujah.